Right, we're live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another match of the Hong Kong Sevens. We're into the business end of the comp now. Samoa taking on France. The winner of this game will get themselves the bronze. Now, Samoa, that is something that has eluded them for quite a few of their recent fixtures in the bronze medal matchups. Last 5 times they have played France, they have lost every single one of them, but this game may be going to be a little bit different. They put in a decent effort up against the Fijians, but in the end, they were defeated. Looking through the Samoa starting lineup will be Valvasa Afasua, Yuna Sione, Motu Opitoi, Nueli Littlefear, Paul Eti Slater, Paul Scanlon, and Owen Nui. Now, Nova Pilomaliko in the starting lineup. Instead, he will be coming off the bench. Looking through at France's starting lineup, it will be Jonathan Lagel, also Simon in there, and number 96, Pasque, Stephen Perez, Theo Warner, also Lee, and Paul, the last man in that starting lineup. But these two sides, they certainly want to make sure they go out there and put on a great performance. This is for a bronze medal in the first leg of the Sevens. We're in Hong Kong next month. It will be Dubai that the players are playing from. Legiao looking fired up as ever to make his way out onto the field. Now, France, they will be wearing the white. Samoa wearing their casual, regular blue kit. Looking through at Samoa's results, they were on a 4-match winning streak. Unfortunately, though, they were defeated by Fiji in their semi-final for the 13th time in a row when those two sides have played off. Whereas France, they were on a 4-match winning streak. Then they did end up losing their last game narrowly to the Australians. They'll be disappointed with that, but they still want the bronze, and they've got a perfect opportunity to now try and get it. Pilomaliko, though, off the bench for Samoa, like I mentioned, alongside Levi Milford, Noelle Vaya, Matavao is coming off the bench, and Steve Onisai. So quite a bit of experience there late for Samoa. If they do need it, then Rabaj, Damon, Dorian Grandidier going to be coming off the bench for France. So they have decided to have him as a bit of a super sub, which is massive because he has scored a huge amount of tries throughout the last little while in this competition. He is currently at the top of the bunch alongside Va'a Pilomaliko as well. But Stephen Perez about to kick this one off for the French. And we are now underway, ladies and gentlemen, for the bronze medal final. Samoa have been able to line that one up not too badly, but it's a loose ball, and France able to jump on it. Now using their back line, going out to the right. Pasque goes across to Stephen Perez. Now Willie Fauna tries to break his way through. Yuna Sione able to take him down. Now, France versus Samoa is a game we haven't seen too often as of late. So really could be a pick and match. Either side have the potential high. Argentina just destroyed USA 36-0. Says Chris, they certainly did. So Argentina get themselves the 7th ranking. Or sorry, the 5th place ranking, I should say. Overall, now another big run from the French moving into the 22. Legiao, first receiver now across to Pasque. Tries to find his way through. Inside ball. It's going to be the knock on there from Paul. Just a little bit of early nerves perhaps for the youngster. Not being able to catch one. And just before this game, says Krish, and also goes Samoa, says beep, beep, and the chat as well. Currently 1 minute in. It seems like a bit of a feeling out process for both of the sides. We've seen a whole heap of attack from France, not too much from the Samoans as of yet. Pasque found the offload on the inside. Didn't quite get it the way that he would have liked it to, though. Not finding the hands. I should mention the next game that we have got. It is going to be the gold medal final between Fiji and Australia. Samoa lost all 4 bronze finals last season. So they want to get themselves there first, and it's going to have to come at the sacrifice of the French. Now back across. Now Scanlon starts to break. Pasque makes a nice tackle on him, though. Back across to the right-hand side. Samoa looking dangerous when they get that ball across the back line the way that they are. Afasua tries to go through. Going to be tackled well by Legiao. Little knock on there, but actually an advantage in favor of the Samoans. They will get themselves the penalty here. In fact, no, sorry, it's going to be a scrum, a double knock on between the sides. And Legiao is a bit disappointed. Taking some deep breaths as well. That's the thing. This has been a tough competition for a lot of these guys. They are playing 3 games all in the same day, which is something you don't really get used to in the 7th circuit. Normally it is the 2 games a day over the 3 matches. Because they did have just the evening session on the first one, that is why it has ended up going a little bit wonkier for them now. Malani Matavao, ball on the outside. Scanlon goes across. Now to Owen Nui. Tries to step on the inside. Pasque makes a nice tackle there for the Samoans. Now going back across. Sitting just inside of their own territory. 3 minutes into the game now. putting on the afterburners. Letofea finds the inside ball to Sione. Straight up the middle, Sione, and that will be the first try of the game for the Samoans. And morning, Aaron says, "Again, welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing very well." Of course, later on today, we are going to also have ourselves a matchup taking place between, it will be Fiji versus Australia. And then in the Rugby League World Cup, we have got Samoa versus Tonga as another match that will be taking place. We'll go like this. I actually see there are a lot of live streams on YouTube that you can actually watch this game live as well. I should mention for anyone who is trying to work out where to watch it. It is normally on the HSBC website, but it seems like on YouTube they have been, I guess, a little bit, not slack with the copyright, but maybe they are just getting a little bit more generous with it in that regard. But that kick is going to be going straight down the middle. Conversion successful from Samoa. And that will now make the score 7-0. People sure do have a lot of confidence in Samoa, but I do not blame them. They were ridiculous this tournament, says Chris. Yeah, they had a very good competition. Unfortunately, just narrowly missing to Fiji. It always seems to be the semi-final that they end up getting knocked out. But France, they have been able to reclaim that ball. When is the final? It is going to be in 26 minutes' time for when Fiji will be playing Australia. Now going off. Pasquet tries to go through. Nice inside ball to Steven Perez. He's going to be a hard man to stop as well. And France have been able to answer back with a try of their own. And 100% for Samoa, says Krish. Steven Perez, though, does put it down between the sticks. We're pretty happy with that one, I would think. Pasquet, though, found the nice inside ball to Perez. They weren't going to be able to stop him from that close to the line. And he does make it through. And is he the French Fuff who just scored, says Annoy? I guess you could describe him as the French Fuff de Klerk. He's got similar hair, maybe a similar bone structure in the face as well. He has done very well there. Steven Perez, one of the mainstays for this French Sevens side. Interesting that they did decide to go with Grandidier off the bench, though, rather than in the starting lineup. But that will now be 7-0. How you doing, says Kian? I'm doing very well, which is surprising because of how long I have actually been awake for. I believe we're now sitting, I've had 3 hours sleep in the past about day and a half, or maybe even a little bit longer than that. So we've been a bit hectic on the channel with the live streams, but somehow we've still got the energy. Another big run from France. Now getting close. Fauna dragged down 5 meters out from the line here. France, a little bit of a counter attack there from the from the Samoans in the breakdown. Steven Perez puts the ball down, and that will be his second try of the contest. Now France now getting themselves the lead. Will this be another game that we see Samoa narrowly missing out on getting themselves a bronze medal? But that fan has been in attendance the whole game. He is certainly getting behind the French, telling everyone that they have scored themselves 2 tries throughout the early stages. But Letofea made a good tackle initially on Theo Fauna, but he just kept on creeping forward. Ball on the outside. Simon had the pass to Perez, who slams it down like he is dunking a basketball. I would assume on a slightly lower basketball hoop than normal as Steven Perez. He's not exactly the tallest man in the world, but maybe he has got pretty good jumps on him, possibly. And also, do they get a bronze medal if whoever wins? So, yeah, pretty much the winner of this one will get the bronze and also a certain number of points on the HSBC World Sevens circuit, which is exactly what you're after as the final, Fiji versus Australia. It is, and it will be taking place in only around 20 minutes' time. Simon now once again, France on the attack, passing it across. It looked like a risky one. It seemed like maybe Pasquet had enough pace, but instead decided to go off to Lejao here, trying to break through. Letofea makes another tackle. And make sure to get enough sleep. There was a Chinese soccer fan who stayed up for a few days during the Soccer World Cup, then he died, says Hanoi. And there was also one recently who was a gamer, wasn't it? Or it might have actually been a couple years ago, if I'm not wrong. We ended up doing a whole heap of gaming, but that is going to be the penalty in favour of Samoa. Letofea takes the quick tap, goes off to the left-hand side. Scanlon, short ball across to Slater. Paul Slater, a lot of pressure there on the breakdown. Penalty goes against Steven Perez for jumping around the side of the breakdown. He was offside. Sione takes the quick tap currently between these two sides. We are almost at the end of the first half, and the Samoans looking to get themselves another attack going forward. Scanlon looks for the offload. Does sit up, though, for Sione, who was only recently getting back to his feet after falling down, now breaking. Finds the offload. Ball on the outside. No, instead sells the dummy. Eti Slater doesn't have the pace, but Motu Opitai sure does. And that will be another try now for Samoa. This game is back and forth, ladies and gentlemen. Also, have you got COVID? I don't believe so. Not that I know of. Anyway, are you talking about for my voice? It's just because we've done about 20 hours of live streaming over the past 2 days. So that is why the voice sounds a little bit rough. We've done the Hong Kong Sevens. We've done the Women's Rugby World Cup. We've done the Men's Rugby League World Cup, the international matches of rugby between a few other sides as well. And Kama Samoa says Hanoi in there as well. But yeah, my voice might sound a little bit deeper at times and a little bit higher at times than it normally would be by the time it does start disappearing. That kick has missed away to the side and at halftime in this contest. It will be 7-7 going into the second half. But Brian Lima, it's hard to tell whether he'll be happy with that first half. I guess they would have enjoyed not conceding too many points against France, but they also weren't able to score themselves a huge amount of points in their own right. Been a lot to watch, says Ken. It certainly has been. Oh, that's unfortunate. My headphones fell off. And Hayish says it was there from far. Currently, we have only got, it's weird to say we've only got another 2.5 hours left of live streaming for the night because, like, up until here, we have done a lot on the channel. Like I mentioned, we have been pretty much all throughout Saturday, all throughout Friday night, and then also pretty much all of Sunday. I don't even know what day it is, if I'm being completely honest. I think it's Monday almost. Yeah, it's currently Sunday evening, almost Monday. And I don't know where the weekend's gone. It's just pretty much been sport, and more sport. Tackles made 9 by the Samoans, only missing the 1, whereas France, they made 4 tackles but missed 5. Oh, they're playing a bit of Sweet Child of Mine at the ground, I believe. A bit of Guns N' Roses. And Hamish Senior put in a good shift. I enjoyed it. Says Far. And there I was on. Yeah, I think he was sleeping for some of today as well. He was pretty tired after getting up in the middle of the night for that live stream between Wales and the All Blacks. I wish I could play Sweet Child of Mine on the guitar, but I don't think I can. I can play a bit of Bon Jovi, but not quite Sweet Child of Mine. I'm trying to think of what other songs I know that would be close, but I don't think I do know any, unfortunately. Now, the second half just about to get underway and 20 minutes away from Fiji versus Australia. The big matchup, the final that will determine exactly who takes out this Hong Kong Sevens. Now, Fiji, they will be trying to make it 6 in a row here in Hong Kong, which is absolutely massive. I'm hoping England versus Los Pumas is a good game later this afternoon, and Donna couldn't get a word in. Says Far in there. Yeah, I know that the balance of trying to read the chat out as well as doing the commentary for the game, I think they mentioned how it was a little bit of a struggle, and I always mention it on the live streams as well. That is why when anyone's like, why are you talking so fast? Like, why don't you slow down a little bit? As soon as you slow down, you miss the chat. And then also you get behind in the game. So it's one of those ones that you got to just keep on talking and talking and talking and hope that you can balance them all. It's a little bit tricky at times, but I think overall we have slowly developed a style of doing so. And halfway there, says Far. 6 minutes left. Samoa will be having the scrum feed as they put the ball in. Letufia almost shut down straight away. Paul Eti Slater still out there on the field. I believe he will be replaced at some stage relatively soon. Owen Nui now down the wing. Nice offload on the inside to Paul Scanlon. So they've still got Unisai, Matavao, and Maliko as options on the bench, and also Milford as well. Letufia now puts in the acceleration. He's not the biggest player in the world for Samoa, but he certainly has some silky offloads. Yunasione, no. He's tried to dive for the line, and he's been taken down by Lejiao in one of the best tackles you will see in a Sevens matchup. Did you hear anything about someone ghost riding beside their car, eating the red Smarties in his car, taking off on him somewhere in the country? Are you talking of a Skittles ad, Flipmaster, or a Smarties ad? So what's happened there? I have not heard of that one, though, that I know of anyway. Now it is going to be Lejiao joining up in the front row alongside a couple of those other French forwards for the scrum feed here. Okay, Samoa down on their knee. I do enjoy the way that Samoa scrummage in Rugby Sevens. I was just admiring what they do. They go extremely low, and the reason they do so is so that when the two sides end up colliding, they can kind of push up like this and create the other side to go backwards. It's actually a very good tactic, and because of how strong the Samoan forwards are, that is how they can kind of, I guess, get a little bit of leverage in each of the scrums and almost get the turnover. Your dad was loving it. See as far in there. Yeah, I think he was enjoying doing the commentary. And yeah, we've done a bit of it on the past on the Kiwi Lads Sport channel We did a bit of the NRL. Or in fact, no, we just did State of Origin. But yeah, maybe we can do a little bit more of it in the future, depending on what time the games are on. It would be nice to do it at a time that isn't in the middle of the night, I guess, for his sake, because he is going to be working tomorrow morning, and I'm also going to be working tomorrow morning. So it's a weird day because I'll end up doing this live stream till about 5:30 for the Rugby League World Cup, and then after that, I get to go to sleep for about 5 hours, and then I'm up and working for the day, doing a bit of building. So I should be wide awake, hopefully. At that stage, nice ball on the outside. Grandidier, he's going to get himself another one. He's only been on the field for about 5 seconds and will now put 5 points on the board for France. So his double figures. He's sitting now on at least 10 tries here now. And also, it was not an ad. Some got out of their car and was eating as the car ran beside them. And also flipped bang on bong, or back on bong. Says far, and also glad, or some good French athletic players. Says Hanoi, exactly right. And Grandidier, it's one of those players who you don't have to look too much further than him for being extremely athletic and skilled on a rugby field. It looks like maybe Milani Mataval hurt himself as well a little bit when he went for that tackle, but the kicker is successful now, making the score 19 points to France, 12 for Samoa. 3.5 minutes left in the second half, so still time on the clock, but Samoa need to make sure that they are the next team to score. All-time tournament tries in Hong Kong. Grandidier actually drawing at the moment with De La Salle. So if he gets one more try in this game, which is certainly a possibility, he will actually have a whole new record in Hong Kong, which, I mean, he deserves. He's played absolutely phenomenally throughout this competition. Paul Scanlon now trying to break through, but a nice tackle made by Rabash. Now Letofea driven backwards. Yunasioni trying to spin out of the tackle. Great low one made, though. And now France keep the ball for half a second. Grandidier makes a low tackle there. Lacau gets over the ball, but gives away the penalty. Black Ferns were pretty special. They were. And their game up against England is going to be an absolutely awesome one next week. You're not going to do commentary as you sleep about yourself sleeping, are you? Says Flipmaster. The thing is, you say that statement, but in the past, I remember we did a long day of live streaming. And then that night at about 6 a.m., my mum thought I was taking a phone call. And then in the morning when I woke up, she was like, who are you on the phone with? At 6 o'clock, it sounded like you were discussing something. And she actually said I was discussing the rugby. And I was actually sleep commentating, which is something, I guess, oh no, he's been hitting the Swede by the ball. Unfortunately, you got to keep your eyes on it, mate. Straight in the forehead. But yeah, I have done sleep commentary before, and I feel like that would be a funny live stream. If I could somehow program my brain to do commentary in my sleep, then trying to do like a randomest commentary, that would be quite fun. But I don't know whether or not that's scientifically possible. Now, Nui once again hits it at the line. Samoa sitting 40 meters out from their own line here to be offloaded on the inside from the Ulivaya. Now, Yunasione ball on the outside. Samoa charging hard at the line. Scanlon tries to step around Lagel, but he's been taken down. Letufia once again involved, finding the pass across. Seems like Samoa stagnant at the moment on the halfway line, but Owen Nui almost able to go through. Finds the offload up to Milani Mataval. Now finds another offload. Samoa just keeping this one alive. They know that as soon as they go to the breakdown, that is normally when we see the French at their most dangerous. The pass was not where they needed it to be, but Va Pilomaliko able to pick it up. Now down the wing, straight over the top. Va Pilomaliko, he's going to score it. Yes, he does. Oh, he's not too happy as well, Va Pilomaliko. The French player was pretty much saying, you weren't putting the ball down, so I had to try and, I guess, push you and stop you from getting it down. And I wanted to fight him. And also we have got. So you were dreaming of commentating in your sleep. I was commentating a full rugby game while asleep, and I woke up and my throat was quite sore, and I was wondering whether or not it was from doing the commentary during the day or whether it was actually doing the commentary during the night that made it the sorest. But apparently I was talking relatively loud while talking about the game. Not even sure who the match was between, but I'm assuming it was a decent one by the sounds of it. But Va'a Pilo Maleko just goes straight over the top of the French winger. Now, Samoa sitting on 17 points. So they still need another try of some sort. Can they get themselves the bronze medal? Not taken cleanly. I believe it was a knock-off from Samoa, and it was. And also once had a dream I was looking up in the air. And then just then I woke up and I was looking up. Says Flip. You must have been sleeping on your back, I assume, in that regard. But now Time has been turned off as one of the French players is currently down the gel. Well, the referee had to ask for time off again. That used up an extra about, I'd say, 10 seconds before they got that off. Pelo Maleko, Milford in the front row. Pelo Maleko actually also setting a nice wee record for himself, sitting as the second highest Samoan try scorer in Hong Kong for one competition. He was able to get 9 compared to the other Samoan player who had 10. Once again, scrum here, France are like this, Samoa like this. Reason for that, as soon as they lock in, they will push up. Stay down is the comment from the referee there. I think it's a little bit easier said than done with how low Samoa go. Or French trying to get the leverage as well. Now we're starting to get a little bit fancy in scrum time. Pretty much a battle between the two sides. France now have themselves the ball inside of their own territory. Looking to drive forward, it will be Jefferson. Finds the offload to Grandidier. If he had scored, it would have been a record, but he has been taken down now. 5 seconds left. France, once they've only got a couple seconds left, they will look to kick this ball out, I would think. Lagel sees the clock, kicks it into touch, and France take the bronze, and Samoa once again have missed out on themselves getting the bronze. I dreamed I was making debut for the Wallabies. Pre-match nerves and all, but then I woke up, says Annoy, and just started following what happened to South Africa. They did end up getting themselves, I believe, 7th or somewhere around there. 7th or 8th, I believe, South Africa finished in this competition. You can see how much it hurts Samoa once again, missing out by that narrow margin. But nonetheless, we will now be transferring over to our next live stream, ladies and gentlemen. That will be the match between Fiji and Australia. The gold medal final. Going to be an entertaining game, and we will be covering it on the channel as well. But we have got a game later on for Samoa, not the Sevens, but the Rugby League. Be sure to check that out when they do play Tonga in 3 hours' time or so. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all for the next one.